This is the plaintiff, Sharon Whitland. She says her neighbor hired the defendant to cart some debris from his property, and she saw the cable snap to the dumpster he was loading onto his truck and actually watched the dumpster fall onto her stone pillar. The defendant repaired her pillar perfectly, but he refuses to replace the 2 light posts he also damaged. So she's suing for the $686 she's still owed. This is the defendant, Mike Solazzo. He says he repaired the stone pillars almost 3 years ago. And then one day, out of the clear blue sky, the plaintiff calls and demands he replace the lanterns because they're damaged. 3 years later, and that's the first he hears of any lantern damage? Come on. Anything could have happened to them in 3 years. She never mentioned it before, and he owes nothing. He's accused of not fixing his mistake.
Okay, Sharon Whitland?
Yes.
You are suing AAA Carting and Rubbish Removal, represented here by Michael Solazzo?
Yes.
For $686 for 2 lamps and installation thereof that you say they ruined. What happened here?
On October 10th, 2008, they had a dumpster on my neighbor's property across the street from me. The dumpster was being removed, and it was on the front lawn of their property because they had their driveway repaved. I had gone for a walk with one of my friends and was returning from the walk, and I'm rounding the bend, and I was like, oh, am I seeing things? Did I really just see that? And I started speeding up. And the cable, the dumpster is loaded onto the truck by a cable. The cable snapped, the dumpster went into my stone pillar and my stone wall and demolished it. It was a pile of rubble.
Okay.
Really, it's a pile of rubble.
And you witnessed it?
Yeah, I witnessed it. Couldn't believe what I saw. And I spoke to the driver, and he gave me the business card from the company.
I assume he was apologetic and...
Yeah, absolutely. And then, I honestly don't remember the name of the gentleman that I was dealing with from AAA.
Okay, how were they? Were they cooperative?
Yeah, they were very cooperative.
Did you deal with this problem back then, or?
Yes, I did.
Okay, are you actually the person she spoke to?
I was one of the 2 people that she spoke to.
Okay, how did you first learn that this had happened?
Our driver, Gino, called us and said, the cable snapped, truck jumped, and I hit a pillar. So I says, okay, just, and he said the lady came out. And I says, fine, tell her we're responsible. We'll be out there within, as soon as we can get a mason out there, And I think we're very prompt in getting our mason out there. And I think he did a satisfactory job.
Okay, so the mason ended up fixing the wall?
Yes.
And that was 3 years ago?
Yes.
All right, and then what happened with the lights that you're talking about?
When I realized that the lantern was not usable, I called AAA Carting, and I spoke to, it might have been Mike, I don't think it was, but whoever I spoke to, I said, the pier mount, I probably called it a post, and the lighting fixture to which it was attached is not usable. And the person that I spoke to said, fine, I'm going to call the mason who was down at the bottom of my driveway repairing the pillar, spoke to the mason who said, yeah, I confirm that the lantern is broken, the pier mount is broken and needs to be replaced. We then had a conversation about their replacing the 2 pier mounts and the 2 lanterns because they need to match, which they agreed to do.
Okay, so not just the one they hit, but the other one so that they match.
Correct.
Hold on a second. And then what happens?
We had a discussion about how much I thought it was going to cost. And there was also no problem with the amounts.
But why didn't it get taken care of then?
I went looking at lanterns, and the lanterns that I liked was more than we had agreed. And I felt I didn't want to call AAA back and say, oh, you know what, it's more money. And I lost interest in looking at lanterns.
3 years ago? And
Yes.
then you filed a lawsuit 3 years later?
Well, Judge, I looked at the statute of limitations in New York, and it's a 3-year statute of limitations, and my claim is timely.
Yeah,
Not
but
only
I'm
is it
curious
timely,
as to this. See, watch this. Are you watching? When was the first you heard of lanterns?
This year. And
According to you-
to Mr. Vetter called. I had not spoken to the young lady since
Who's
08.
Mr. Vetter?
He's my spouse.
Okay,
go
he
ahead.
called, and I said to him, when did we, I says, let me, I put him on hold. I says, did anybody just knock down a post or anything? He said, so where, Random Farm? And, the other guy in the office says, Random Farm, that was years ago. So when I went back on the phone to Tom, he said,
Tom.
I said to him, was this like 2.5, 3 years ago? Yeah, it was a while ago. I says,
A while ago? Okay.
You don't get a call for
Yeah, it's so
2
weird
months.
because according to the Mason,
months.
you're out there like correcting him a bunch of times, and you strike me as a kind of perfectionist like I am, where you'd be out there making sure it's perfect. How does 3 years pass?
What made me care about it, honestly, was that my son was coming home from his first year in college, and I wanted the outside of the house to look nice, so I had planted some flowers, and I was like, oh, we have to take make sure that we get the lanterns
Do you have
taken care of.
pictures
I have
of
pictures.
the damaged lanterns?
I have pictures of the damaged lantern.
Let me see.
And I do want to say that his representation as his conversations with my husband are actually inaccurate, because the first time Tom called, whoever he spoke to, he always spoke to Fred. He was told that the company had been sold, that it was a new company, that they had no liability.
Is that accurate?
No.
Has the company been sold and is it?
No, it has not.
Okay.
That is what he was told. The first phone call, my husband was told that they didn't know anything about the matter and that they would need.
Did you not foresee that this might be a problem 3 years later?
I did foresee that it might be a problem, which is
Why your husband's not here? Is that why your husband's not here?
That might be why. That might be why he's not here, Your Honor. That might be why. Yes.
Okay, so why is it a bad idea to wait 3 years to file a lawsuit?
Because it's less serious to the judge to wait that long. It's hard
That's
to
a
prove.
fair point. Fair point. What do you think?
If the person was really, or the property really had damages to it, you would figure that you'd want to get it repaired right away. It hurts credibility.
Hurts credibility?
Yeah, and by law, I guess the statute of limitation is 3 years.
No. The statute of limitations, they're within the statute. The point is, memories fade, all sorts of things happen. Going inside the courtroom.
Okay, show me a picture of the broken lanterns. Okay, is this a pier mount?
Yes.
Okay, so that's the thing that the lantern, that the globe sits on?
Right.
Sits in? So here, there's no globe at all?
That's correct, because the globe.
And
That's
these
right.
pictures were taken when?
These pictures were taken recently.
Okay. Do you have any pictures from back then?
I don't have any pictures from back then.
Okay. How about, it'd be too much to ask for phone records, right?
I don't
Back
have phone
then.
records.
Is this a son who came back from college? Does he have an allergy to testifying, or is he,
I would prefer that he.
you prefer that he not?
Yes.
Okay. I need something for you to prove your case, and I'm happy to listen to whatever you have. But the problem that I have is not that you didn't make the statute of limitations. It's that when you wait 3 years, you have certain proof issues.
I have an email. At the time that this incident happened, I had someone who had been working at my house, a handyman, and I called him and asked him how much it would cost to install the fixtures and the pier mounts. I spoke with him this week when I knew I was going to be appearing here, and I asked him to please send me an email confirming how much he had quoted me to install the fixtures, and also he was at my home while the mason was rebuilding the wall.
Does that email say something about the lamps being?
Yes, it does. Actually,
Okay,
it
let
does.
me see what the email says.
Yes, it does.
And you don't have an affidavit from that person?
No, I don't have an affidavit.
Okay. Okay, so this is an email from somebody named Roberto who says that he was at her house and that in 2008 she asked him for a quote on the lights.
No, the quote on the lights was more recent. That he was at my
In
house.
2008, he inspected the lighting fixture and pier mount that were damaged and the mount and fixture are not usable?
That's correct.
What does that mean, that they were not usable in 2008?
That's correct.
Why did he say are not usable?
I don't know.
All right, Ms. Whitland, it's just too thin. It's just too thin. I mean, the best piece you've got is an email that could come from anybody. That's not a sworn statement. That isn't, and you don't have the guy here, which is what I'd expect. And what it says is, in 2008, I inspected the lighting fixture, and the lighting fixture is not usable, are not usable. I know they're not usable today. The whole issue is what it was in 2008, and then 3 years pass and you say nothing to anybody about it.
Judge,
and then you refuse to allow your son to testify, which is fine. I understand that. That's good. That's fine. Yeah, it's good. But it is what it is, and you leave me no choice. I rule in favor of the defendant.
Thank you.
So she took her best shot in court and got shot down. So nothing for you.
Nothing
No
for
soup
me.
for you. What's your reaction to this outcome?
I think that the judge was in error in ruling that I waited too long, because that's not what the law is. It allows me to bring a claim within 3 years. However, I do understand where the judge was coming from in terms of the delay in time.
Oh, that's more like it. So you got nice lanterns up there now, and everything looks nice at least?
I have new lanterns, and the lanterns will look nice once they are installed.
Okay, good. All right. Head around the corner there. I hope the college kid likes them too. All right, so come on out here. And good. How are you? All right.
Good, thank you.
What are you feeling about this outcome?
Well,
here?
I think, we did the right thing. We went out, we made the repairs immediately. She was satisfied with them.
You're a little suspicious about this claim here?
Yeah, 3 years later, my neighbors, fixed up their yard. We're going to have a party for my son. I need my house to look better. What can I say?
That's what you think is going on
Our
here,
industry gets hit up a lot on these type of things.
Right.
They think we're deep pockets.
All right, Harvey, take it.
The bottom line here is, think of it this way. When you sit on your hands instead of enforcing your rights, that has a huge impact for various reasons when you're before a judge.